Yeah, you can slow it down because I am getting a little bit of your landing light. Oh, perfect. Got it. Thank you. It's better. Yeah. No. Yeah, if you just want to slow down and then turn, just because I'm getting I'm shooting through the transmitter. Okay, cool. Cool. We can just hold here and let it come to us. We can keep trekking east if you want. I do have the sheriff's ship though on my side. Copy. Yeah. 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 Thank you to everyone who is joining us tonight here from News Chopper 4. I'm Eliana Marino alongside my pilot George Marciano, and we are following a procession for a fallen police officer. He is the police officer who was killed on Saturday, a Baldwin Park officer. And the procession is now making its way eastbound on the 10 freeway. We're coming through El Monte, and eventually we're going to pass by the Baldwin Park police station, and at the end of it, I'll end up at a mortuary in Covina. The officer who was killed was just 35 years old. Officer Samuel Riveros, he started his career with the Baldwin Park Police Department in 2016, and for a while, he was on the SWAT team. He had just become a field training officer, and on Saturday, while responding to a man with a gun call in a residential neighborhood of Baldwin Park, he was shot and killed by a 22-year-old suspect who also shot another person, a civilian, and tragically, that person died as well. That suspect is now being held on murder charges, and he did suffer some injuries during the course of it all, so he was in the hospital, but sadly, Officer Riveros lost his life. Again, he's an 8-year veteran with the department, about 8.5 years to be exact, 35 years old, from Pasadena, a graduate of UC Irvine, who was survived by his mother and his sister. So just a tragic incident all the way around, and now he is being led here by his fellow officers over toward the Baldwin Park Police Station, and then eventually mortuary in Covina. But there's the hearse that is carrying his body. Again, this is Officer Samuel Riveros of the Baldwin Park Police Department. That is, yes, that looks like it. The procession started off in Los Angeles, making its way eastbound on the 10 freeway. Eventually, we're going to make our way toward the 605, and we're going to pass by the Baldwin Park Police Department, the police station there, and then after the procession passes by the station, it will eventually make its way over to Forest Lawn in the city of Covina. So it looks like we're kind of setting up already to make that exit to head toward the police station before eventually ending up at the mortuary. And this procession is led by several dozen motorcycle officers, followed by the hearse carrying Officer Rivero's body. And then beyond that, we have several dozen squad cars. It's so many, I haven't been able to count. But I'd put it at several dozen police cars that are behind the body of Officer Riveros. And then beyond that, of course, we have the regular flow of traffic, which is understandably going to be slow here through the area. I'll move the shot over so you can kind of see what that looks like. There's a little bit of a skid there, but just beyond that, you'll be able to see the headlights there. That's the delays there on the eastbound 10 freeway, but just in front of that is where you'll see all of those police cars that I was just telling you about. Too many to count. I'd say at least 50, probably more. And then there is a LA County Sheriff's helicopter that is flying overhead. His night son is on the hearse carrying the body of Officer Riveros. And of course, just in front of him are those motorcycle officers. We are currently setting up to exit for the police station. Again, this is the Baldwin Park Police Department. And then once they pass by the station, we'll get back on course and head over to that mortuary in the city of Covina. Buenas noches desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Eliana Moreno reportando sobre una procesión que se está llevando a cabo aquí en la autopista 10 en dirección este, entrando a la ciudad de Baldwin Park. Esto es para un oficial de la policía de Baldwin Park, del nombre Samuel Riveros, que trágicamente falleció en una balacera que ocurrió el sábado por la noche en un área residencial de la ciudad de Baldwin Park, donde también otra persona, un hombre, también falleció en esa balacera. El sospechoso ahora está bajo custodia y trágicamente el oficial murió a causa de sus heridas. Y como pueden ver, la procesión ahorita va en rumbo a la policía de Baldwin Park. Nos estamos montando la autopista 605 en dirección norte, donde claro van a haber tránsito lento a causa de lo que se está llevando a cabo aquí esta noche. Es una procesión que empezó en la ciudad de Los Ángeles y de ahí se fue hacia el este en la autopista 10 y eventualmente la ruta era que íbamos a terminar aquí en la autopista 605 en dirección norte, donde el cuerpo del oficial va a pasar por la estación de policías de Baldwin Park y eventualmente vamos a terminar en una funeraria que se encuentra en la ciudad de Covina. El oficial Samuel Riveros tenía solo 35 años, un residente de la ciudad de Pasadena, que se había graduado de la Universidad de Irvine y llevaba más de 8 años con el departamento de Baldwin Park. Empezó su carrera con ellos en el año 2016 y trágicamente su vida terminó el sábado respondiendo a esta llamada en la ciudad de Baldwin Park. Era un incidente donde había un hombre armado y ese hombre usó una pistola para matar al oficial y también a otra persona. Les repito, esta es la procesión para el oficial de Baldwin Park, Samuel Riveros, que perdió la vida el sábado por la noche. Reportando desde Baldwin Park, desde el helicóptero, yo soy Elia Moreno, Telemundo 52. Back with you guys here in English. We were just making our way eastbound on the 10. We just made the transition onto the northbound 605. So where we're going to end up here is going to be the Baldwin Park Police Station. So I don't believe that the procession is going to stop. In other situations where we've seen similar processions, they usually will just roll by. So I believe we're just going to roll by the station. And of course, there's going to be a very large turnout there from residents of the community, from the fire department, and other officers from the Baldwin Park Police Station, as well as neighboring agencies who have come out here to pay their respects. So here at the off-ramp, you do see a little bit of a sign of that. You see officers here from other departments. You see members of the community who just want to give their gratitude and sign of respect to Officer Riveros, who of course tragically lost his life on Saturday responding to a routine call. It was a man with a gun. We hear about them all the time. And unfortunately, that suspect did use that weapon against Officer Riveros, as well as another officer, Officer Pimentel. I haven't even mentioned him, but Officer Pimentel was also shot, but thankfully he's going to be okay. And there was also a civilian who was wounded, and tragically, that man also lost his life. But we're making our way now here on residential streets. We're on Ramona, or we're on surface streets rather, on Ramona, where you can see that residents of the community are lining up here on the sidewalks to pay their respects for Officer Riveros as his body makes his way in this hearse over to the Baldwin Park Police Station. And after that, we will eventually get back on course here and head over to the mortuary in Covina. Truly a beautiful sight to see the community members show their appreciation for the sacrifice that Officer Rivera did, just responding to a call to protect their community. And sadly, he lost his life. Another officer was also injured, and a civilian lost his life as well. Officer Riveros is survived by his mother and his sister, just 35 years old, a resident of Pasadena, who had about 8.5 years on the department. He started in 2006 in a lesser role with the department, but after 6 months became an officer, and he was on the SWAT team for about 5 years, which is not easy to do. It's not easy to make the SWAT team, and he was on that team for about 5 years before becoming a FTO, a field training officer. So field training officers, their responsibility is to train the next generation, to train the next rookie officers on the force. And so he had recently gotten that position. So it's a coveted role. He was doing that, and when he responded to that call in Baldwin Park, there was another officer who was also injured, Officer Pimentel, who has since left the hospital. And sadly, a civilian was also injured in that shooting and lost his life. The person responsible, a 22-year-old suspect, is being charged with murder, of course. And just a sad situation all around. Officer Riveros died in the line of duty on Saturday night here in Baldwin Park. Buenas noches una vez más desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Eliana Moreno, donde nos encontramos sobre una procesión para un oficial de la policía de Baldwin Park que trágicamente perdió la vida en una balacera que ocurrió el sábado por la noche en una área residencial de Baldwin Park cuando respondió a una llamada de un hombre armado. A ese sospechoso de 22 años le disparó al oficial y trágicamente él falleció. También mató a otra persona y otro oficial también fue herido, pero va a sobrevivir de sus heridas. Como pueden ver, la procesión ahora está en calles de la ciudad de Baldwin Park, donde vamos en rumbo a la estación de policías. Y ya casi llegamos, estamos ahorita en la Boulevard Ramona, donde se junta con la avenida Kenmore. Entonces, ya casi estamos ahí. Pero como pueden ver, miembros de la comunidad han llegado aquí a la Boulevard Ramona para mostrar su apoyo al oficial Riveros y a su familia. Y la procesión va a continuar hacia la estación de policías y eventualmente va a terminar en una funeraria en la ciudad de Covina, en Forest Lawn. Pero como pueden ver, continuamos aquí en la Boulevard Ramona, ya casi llegamos a la estación de policías. Pero esta es una procesión que ya lleva aproximadamente, será una media hora. Empezamos en la ciudad de Los Ángeles y nos montamos a la autopista 10 en dirección este y eventualmente a la autopista 605 en dirección norte, donde la procesión se salió en la Boulevard Ramona, donde nos encontramos ahora. Ya casi llegamos a la estación de policías y como pueden ver, al frente de la procesión tenemos a varios oficiales en motocicleta, seguido por el vehículo que carga el cuerpo del oficial Riveros. Y después de ese vehículo tenemos varias patrullas de la ciudad de Baldwin Park y otros departamentos que están aquí para mostrar su apoyo a la familia Riveros. Reportando desde el helicóptero, Eliana Moreno, Telemundo 52. So the procession is now at Ramona Boulevard and Baldwin Park Boulevard. You can see that Ramona Boulevard, which is the street that goes left and right across the screen here, has residents on either side of the street. A lot of people coming out to show their respect to Officer Samuel Riveros and his family. He is survived by his mother and his sister. He was 35 years old, a resident of Pasadena, who had been on the department since 2016, and so he had been on for about 8.5 years, and he had just become a field training officer. He responded to a man with a gun call on Saturday night that unfortunately was an ambush. He was shot and killed. Another officer, Officer Pimentel, was also wounded, but he has been released from the hospital. Another man was also killed, a civilian, and the suspect in all of this, 22 years old, is in custody for murder. Now we're just making this turn here onto Main Avenue. This is going to put us that much closer here to the Baldwin Park Police Station, which is what we're going to pass by before making our way toward Forest Lawn, West Covina, where Officer Riveros will be buried. Once again, thank you to everyone for joining us here tonight on what is a very solemn procession here making its way through Baldwin Park. And we just passed by the police department and now we're making our way back to the freeway. So this is going to be once again the eastbound 10 freeway. And eventually we're just going to follow this to Forest Lawn in West Covina. It's really not a far trek from this point forward. But it was a beautiful turnout from members of the community here in Baldwin Park that lined the sidewalks here along Ramona Boulevard for the most part. We also had representatives from different police agencies as well as fire departments who have all gathered to pay their respects to Officer Samuel Riveros of the Baldwin Park Police Department, who died in a shooting on Saturday night. That's the hearse there that is carrying his body. We're now going to be making our way westbound here, making our way through West Covina, and eventually we're going to end up in Covina. I can see the termination point from this vantage point, and we're really not too far. But this is a large turnout here for this procession. We have several dozen motor units that are in front of the hearse. We have a helicopter above the hearse, and then we have regular ground squad cars behind it. And it's a lot of them. I'd say at least 50 patrol units that are behind the vehicle that is carrying Officer Samuel Rivero's body. He died in a shooting on Saturday in a residential area. It was a man with a gun call. And another officer was also wounded. Thankfully, he's going to survive. But sadly, a civilian was also wounded, and that man passed away. So an incident that took the lives of two innocent people. And the suspect in all of this, just 22 years old. And now he's being charged with murder. The DA today made the announcement of the charges, the formal charges that are being filed against that individual. And sadly, Officer Riveros, just at the young age of 35 years old, lost his life in the line of duty on Saturday night. He is survived by his mother and his sister. Buenas noches una vez más desde el helicóptero. La procesión para el oficial de la policía de Baldwin Park, que trágicamente perdió la vida el sábado por la noche, continúa aquí en la autopista 10 en dirección este en la ciudad de West Covina. Ya pasamos por enfrente de la estación de policías de Baldwin Park. donde muchos miembros de la comunidad vinieron a mostrar su apoyo al oficial Riveros y a su familia, a su madre y su hermana. La procesión ahora continúa en rumbo al funerario que está localizado en la ciudad de Covina. Entonces vamos a llegar ahorita en unos minutos más, pero vamos todavía hacia el este en la autopista 10, donde claro van a haber demoras a causa de la procesión, pero tenemos ah, varios oficiales motocicletas, perdón, enfrente del vehículo que tiene el cuerpo del oficial Riveros. Claro, después de su vehículo tenemos también muchas patrullas de la policía de Baldwin Park y de otros departamentos, también del el departamento de bomberos que están aquí mostrando su apoyo a la familia Riveros. Les repito, el oficial perdió la vida el sábado en una balacera que ocurrió en un área residencial de la ciudad cuando respondió a una llamada de un hombre armado. Ese sospechoso de solo 22 años también mató a otra persona y también dejó a otro oficial herido, pero afortunadamente ese otro oficial, el oficial Pimentel, ya salió del hospital, se va a poder recuperar, pero trágicamente el oficial Riveros, de solo 35 años, un residente de la ciudad de Pasadena, perdió la vida. Reportando desde West Covina, desde el helicóptero, Elian Moreno, Telemundo 52. Okay. That should be the exit coming up anyway, Via Verde. Okay. Okay. Can we push east to get them arriving, or do you think it's not doable because of the weather? Oh, okay. Hey, Jack, we have a little bit of a weather issue, so we're not really able to get over to the cemetery, or the mortuary, rather. We're just kind of holding a little bit to the west of it. And once again, thank you to everyone who has joined our coverage here of this procession for fallen officer Samuel Riveros of the Baldwin Park Police Department. His body is now arriving at Forest Lawn in Covina. We're a little bit limited due to weather, so we can't quite get through the Kellogg Hill here, but you can see it arriving at the funeral home now. Again, this is the 10 freeway headed east. You can expect some delays here through the area as the procession makes its way to Forest Lawn, but we're actually going to peel off right now for another story. We're going to have the very latest on this and all of today's news on our 11 o'clock newscast. We hope you can tune in for that. But once again, from News Chopper 4, I'm Eliana Marino alongside my pilot, George Marcineau. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you at 11.